Show and tell once again. Sheet 48-281 F-16 press to test anniversary. So this sheet gets its name from the two anniversary schemes that are on this product. So the 70th and the 75th anniversary of supersonic flight are captured on this sheet, as well as the VISTA jet in its newer markings. So let's get into it. So Mike Valdez helped out a lot with the reference gathering on this sheet, provided a lot of photos of all three of these aircraft being stationed out there at Edwards. He gets a lot of access, and I have a soft spot in my heart for anything flight test related. Since I was in the test community out at Edwards, it just strikes my fancy. So if we look at this guy, you can see the three jets. So the 70th anniversary jet, which is a Block 32 seater up top. And then the second jet, the 75th anniversary jet, is a Block 42. And then the VISTA jet down below is a Block, whatever you want to call it. It's gone through so many different engine and intake combo variations that I can't even keep up with where it's at today. All I know is that it got redesignated as the X-62. It's actually got an X-plane moniker on it now. Yeah, it started off when I was stationed out at Edwards. It was a Block 30 motor with a small mouth intake, which is kind of a goofy combo, and then everything in between. So let's look at these aircraft individually and see what we got here. So the 70th anniversary jet, like I stated, is a Block 30 aircraft. Pictures of this guy are hard to come by because this paint scheme was only on this jet for a couple of months. They typically schedule an airplane to get painted right when it's, as far as an anniversary scheme or any scheme like that, based on when it's due for paint, and it just makes it makes more sense to align new paint on an aircraft that's due for paint anyways, versus grabbing an airplane that just got repainted and then corrosion says, well, let's put another special scheme on it. It just screws up the schedule as far as paint schedule. So that's typically how they select aircraft to go do this. So this is a two-seater. There's some pictures online of this guy screaming through Star Wars Canyon. So again, this is the 70th anniversary, and this was back in October 2017. D model. You can see it's got a GE motor, big mouth intake. So you can zoom in here on the tail. So F-35 up top, and then the X-1 tower out at Edwards. Pretty cool. The next jet is the 75th anniversary aircraft. This is a Block 42. So meaning Pratt motor and a small mouth intake. So this was a 75th anniversary tail. This was in October 22, and they painted this to commemorate, again, the 75th anniversary of supersonic flight. If you went out to the air show out at Edwards back in 2022, you saw this airplane out on the ramp. So there's the tail. This airplane, if you want to be super accurate, it would behoove you to go online to look at some of the various humps and bumps on this aircraft as far as goofy antennas. Some of them are there from previous test programs and they don't work anymore, whereas other ones are actively connected to some avionics on the airplane. So just saying, go out there online. There's pictures of this guy everywhere, so you can check that out and decide how you want to do it. So one of the antennas is a GPS dome that's very different. But again, you can recreate that by scratch building if you have those skills. Pretty small detail, but if it makes a difference to you, then do it. So the X-62, this is a D model, Block 30, okay? And as far as the spine goes, so that spine is an aftermarket item, obviously, or you can get it in certain boxings of a Hasegawa F-16. Now, if you go out and get the Kinetic F-16, they have a new two-seater that just came out. Just make sure you get a piece marble 2 or 3 spine. There's different iterations of that spine. The one that's on a piece carbon aircraft and the Sufa and all the other UAE jets, etc., they're not the same. Okay, this was the original spine that was first rolled out for the Israeli Air Force, and that's a piece marble 2/3 spine. I don't know who makes it nowadays anymore, but you can still find them. If you really want to build an X-62, yeah, they're out there. So some of the interesting things about the VISTA jet are the AOA probes. You got them on the side as well as the top and bottom. There's some L-band and telemetry antennas that are up there that aren't on other variants of the F-16. And again, plenty of pictures of this guy online. You can pick out all the little details to make your build the most accurate. This paint scheme was designed by Mike Machat. So if you're not familiar with who Mike Machat is, we'll talk about it on the back of the instruction sheet. But Mike Machat, I've known him for quite a while. I haven't been in touch with him in forever, but he's a well-known artist out at Edwards, and he was a flight test engineer as well from back in the day. So he has a deep connection to Edwards. So this airplane, we had walkarounds with 2 different sets of names on it. There's not a reason we picked one versus the other. I just focused in on one and said, I'm going to do that guy, and that's how we picked the names that are on this jet. So you can look at the tail markings here. The aircraft is actually maintained, and it was modified by Calspan Aerospace. You see the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works there, and then this is an old school Miroc / Edwards Flight Test Center logo that they put on the tail, so that's kind of cool. Okay, let's go to the back instruction sheet. I think that's it for here. Yeah, let's go to the back. So the back instruction sheet, paint number callouts here. The Block 30 jet, we've included markings for the intake and the exhaust plug. Zoom in on that guy. Pretty cool, right? And then the 75th anniversary jet also has intake and exhaust plug markings, so those are included on the decal sheet as well. And then the Vista jet, you can see the tops and bottoms here. So again, this is a scheme designed by Mike Machat, and you can see there he is putting his John Hancock on the jet after it got painted, so that's really cool. We captured that in decal form. You can see that on the decal sheet. The other difference is that the wingtip launch rails on Vista are the older 16 S210 style, which is pre what they started handing 120s off the wingtip rails. So make sure you get that detail right. Okay. And then you can see who Mike Machat is back in the day. So if anyone's ever been in the headquarters building out of the 412 test wing, when you first walk in the lobby up against the wall, this painting hangs up there. It's massive. It's a huge painting. And then there's other artwork in the test wing building as well as the rest of Edwards that Mike Machat has painted. So he's a world-renowned artist, right? And I can't remember when he painted this, but it's been up there for quite some time. Everyone that walks into the test wing building that hangs out in the lobby just stares at this thing. There's so many little details you pick out every time you look at it. So yeah, Machat, big fan of aviation. It's committed a lot to the community. Well known out at Edwards. Okay, so decal sheet. So we'll start at the top and work our way down. So you can see the markings here for the 70th anniversary jet. The names have a black drop shadow on it. You can see here. Okay. And then on the AMU, the intake and exhaust plug decals, these have 2 layers of white. Okay. For the since the exhaust plugs are going to be black, and then you can see here there's 2 layers of white that go on the tail, so you don't have any bleed through from the orange color. Okay, keep on scrolling down. 75th anniversary markings here. So we did not draw these. This is an actual photograph of the actual sticker that was applied onto the tail. So these are reprinted on the decal sheet. You've seen this before with nose art and stuff that we've done. Cartograph has the ability to do 4-color process when they're decal sheet printing. So there's no way you're going to recreate this by drawing it. So you can. This is an actual picture of the actual sticker. So that's pretty cool. All the yellow here has white underneath it, so you don't have any bleed through. All right, then you go down to the Vista jet, and there's that. Again, an actual photograph of the actual sticker that's on the airplane. And then let's work our way down here. You'll see tail markings. All the lighter colors have white underneath them, so there's no bleed through. The stencil data, we break these out into different sections of the fuselage to make location and placement that much easier for you. You're not hunting around the whole decal sheet looking for that one decal marking. You can see the VISTA markings there. And then there was something else I was going to show you. Where is that? Oh yeah, center. The centerline external fuel tank calspan markings are there as well. Okay, insert wise. So you have enough stencils for the two single seat versions, right? And then there's a separate set of additional stencils for the B model. So those are a little bit different. So we provided you some additional gray stripes here, so you can kind of piece that together depending on the model that you're building. And then for the IFR receptacles, the ones on the Kinetic kit versus a Tamiya kit are different. They're not exactly the same. So if you buy either one of those kits, these markings are going to be in there. We provided these in case you want to use the decals that we printed, so they're there for you to use. So this has turned out to be a very popular sheet. I'm actually quite surprised that so many people are out there building a VISTA jet, given that there's so much aftermarket that needs to go on it. I've seen a couple 3 builds online. Beautiful models. The paint on that guy is gloss, so it just pops. It's a freaking gorgeous build when it's done. So yeah, these are available obviously now. $48,281, $16. So yeah, enjoy. Jump on the site, get a set. All right, thanks.